One of the reasons we scheduled them is it's very Virginia-like on both ends of the floor. Long, grinding possessions offensively, and really jamming it in on D. And they're hard to play against because you're guarding for 25 seconds every possession. And then, if your offensive efficiency isn't great, you can't get away from them. I liked how we defended. I thought we defended and we talked better in the second half. Made some key offensive plays when we needed to. Still threw it away a little too much, and we're going to have to be better with it starting Saturday.
Was this just a game where if you had to do it defensively, and then if it had to be ugly, just wait?
Yeah, and I like it. I think it'll be a reference point game for us, because you couldn't get away, and you're having to. It's exhausting playing defense because you're playing it. And it affects your offense, but this was good. And they're he's really an underrated coach. He's done a great job at that place. They've beaten Rutgers and St. John's regularly. That program, tough kids from where they are over there in Jersey on the East Coast. So, yeah, I mean you had to grind through it, and you had to guard to escape, and you did enough to escape. Yeah, I'd give us a B+. I think we'd be an A range if we got one of the two, Purdue or Villanova game. But I think we have done very well. If you would have told me 11-2 in the non-league after what we lost and after my first practice in the summer, I would think I would have signed up for that.
What do you feel? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What do you feel the best about, and what concerns you?
I feel the best about just who the group is on a daily basis with maturity, stability, knowing their roles, attitude-wise. We have great competition in practice. Yesterday, the blue shirts for half of practice were crushing the white shirts. And then the white shirts had, it's a great vibe about the group. And when they don't play well, man, they're their own worst critics, I'm excited about going through this gauntlet with them because I think they're going to be able to handle the hard stuff and the knocks pretty well.
And then the concerns?
Other concerns, I think always can we defensive rebound enough? Can we get enough stops and can we get enough stops to get out in some transition, to take pressure off our half-court offense? When we can get an outlet to Matt Farrell, some of our best offensive basketball has been a rebound, outlet to Matt Farrell, and we start rolling and attacking. But you got to get stops consistently to do that, and I think I'll have to continue to challenge them and hopefully have the right lineups on the floor to help us do that.
Just a typical game. Farrell goes 1 for 2 at the line. Pfluger makes 2 turnovers.
Well, we got all the streaks out before Saturday. Nobody's protecting anything right now. I probably should take Pfluger's scholarship. He threw 2 away. But we missed free throw. All right, everybody, the heck with the streaks. Allen doesn't have as much to put on bullet points anymore. It's great because now we're in a fist fight. We're in a fist fight for 2.5 months, man. So let's just go grind.
You mentioned the maturity and stability. You needed that tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think we were pretty poised and calm. It was you couldn't really get away from them. It was always hanging around, and you had to make enough plays to do it. And but yeah, they're I love them, man. I love getting in there with them every day. It's because of their stability and maturity, we're built to take the punches that are going to come at us, I believe.
Did that team do a little bit of what you used to do when you weren't as athletic?
Yeah, no, that was definitely burning on offense. I never thought we were going to get that thing to 20 because, there's just not many possessions. And then, of course, when we turn it over 14 times, my gosh, there's really pressure. But it was, that tempo was very similar to how we played that one year, the old burn that lives in infamy.
Speaking of the anti-burn, when you walked in, Pitt was up 109 to 104 against Marshall.
They're getting up and down.
Is that what we're going to see on Saturday?
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Kevin Stallings. He's one of the best in the profession, and he's an offensive guy. You know, he's got some great, and I think he's really had Artis and Young exploding offensively, and they're playing, a little free flowing and attacking. They can really score it. Our defense will really be challenged, but we're going to have to put numbers, and those games have been good. There's been a lot of good games in college basketball that have been 80s, 90s, and maybe that's the freedom of movement rule, probably a little bit, but they play a little bit of zone. They're not real deep, but they got two guys getting 20, and those dudes are men. And, of course, the opener here last year, I don't think they missed a shot for 20 minutes. I don't know how we got it. Didn't we get it to one possession? I don't know how we got it to one possession. We didn't deserve to, and then they beat us by 8 or 10. But how they got out of the gate on us, it was, I think I used 3 timeouts in the first 14 minutes of the game. So maybe we can repay them. I don't know.
You can say that tonight's the start of the ACC tournament, but it's hard to convince.
Yeah, no.
You think there'll be a different juice Saturday?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, there'll be another level of edge there. And, the one thing about our group, we've played well away from our building. We've kind of liked getting out and backs against the wall and crowds on us. We played well in those atmospheres. And, it's a nice trait to have given that you have 9 tough places to deal with coming up.
When you've been good in the league, you've been good because you're seniors. How high is the bar for Steve and VJ given what the last 2 groups have done?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's I mean, and I think I said it after the Colgate game. We can't get a bid without those guys playing really well for us. And they don't have to carry us, thank God. They don't have to carry us on the offensive end. But I think for me, they're their own worst critics. I'm going to have to get them when they have tough nights, like they did in Indianapolis, to get on to the next play and get the weight of the world off your shoulders. Because again, the group, the 4 seniors preceding them did an unbelievable job. But I got a lot of confidence in them, and they have leadership help now. Torres, we know Bonzi, Torres, and Matt Farrell, and even Rex now. Those guys do a great job kind of helping them police stuff.
With the punches that those 2 took their freshman year when you go 6-12,
Yeah.
how can that now turn around and help them as seniors?
Yeah. Well, they got great. There's we weren't that far removed from a cold winter our first year in the ACC, and I think I've reminded them all along, that when I foreshadowed the ACC, given how deep it is, we were talking as a staff today, and somebody said, well, God, look at Clemson's stretch. God, look at Wake Forest. Look at everybody's stretch in our league. It's unbelievable. And I told him, I said, this is going to be the hardest thing we ever did with the depth of this league, but I like the group that we have doing it and bouncing back. And again, my old theme of 1-game win streaks. Be a heck of a New Year's Eve if we were on a 1-game win streak. Let me just say that.
You're thinking this is a year, a lot of 8 and 10, 9 and 9, 10 and 8.
Did someone say 9 and 9? Some would say 9 and 9. I had an epiphany. 9 and 9. 9 and 9 may get it.
But I mean, the clump in the middle may be larger than normal.
Yeah. Well, I think the math is going to play out. When you look at the top 100 RPIs and the top 50 RPIs, even now, there was enough good stuff done in the non-league by our teams where we're going to get. I think we're going to get 10. Again, February 1st will be a better barometer, but we sure have the look. And you look around the country at some other leagues that may not get their usual quota. I think a lot are going to fall back to our league. So.
And you think 9 and 9 gets it done?
9 and 9. Well, here's the thing: 9 and 9 in this league this year will have you strongly on the board, in my opinion. It really will, because of just how deep the league is, And but here's the other thing: you go from playing 11-2 basketball to probably not playing 11-2 basketball. So everybody's got to be ready for that. Fans, players, here's where we are, man, and scratch and claw. But I think, our fan base has seen through the Big East when it was deep and through the ACC, it's surviving.
Is this the type of team, though, that can do those things just because defensively
Yeah.
they're pretty good?
We're better.
You
Yeah.
take care of the basketball,
Yeah, we do.
pretty good.
We know who we are. Yeah, I think we can. I mean, I have a lot of confidence in them, and they, you know, I really want it bad for them because they've been so coachable. Like they do everything we ask them of, and then some, and it's like, dang, they need to be rewarded. You know, I feel the heat. Like I got to get them there. We got to really help get them to Selection Sunday and have a good regular season and play in that darn tournament again. Thank you, guys. Happy New Year. See you next week.